Hello, my friends and budding World War II generals. Welcome to part 25, where we are going to initiate Operation Barbarossa. If you recall, on the very end of the last stream, or the last episodes, we were just able to declare war against Russia, the available war goal. If you do just wish to watch, that's great. If you want to follow along, please check the link in the description. You can download the save game for what you see here. So we'll get underway very quickly. So yeah, welcome. I've got an entire playlist. Do check it out if you haven't already. I've had a load of great feedback so far. I've put a lot of effort into it. But for now, let's shrink myself down if it was that easy in real life to lose weight, and let's make a start. So yeah, we spent last episode putting a lot of time into getting everything into position. So we're not going to waste any real time there. We just need to get rid of some of these notifications. So first off, free military factories. And again, based on what we see here, 13 rubber. One thing that I noticed I was short of, if you recall on the last episode, if we come over to the logistics menu, under the mechanized here, you see there we're deep in the red. And that's because that panzer battalion that we recruited, or that we were given, we see that here. They're very short on supplies. Actually, we've got plenty of middleweight tanks. It's the mechanized that we're short of. So if we, and again, to verify that, if we click on this, here we can see the equipment that the division has. They've got trucks, they've got support equipment, they've got the panzer, the middleweight panzers, but look at this, only one mechanized truck. So we're going to have to put that right straight away. So we're going to use these spare factories. We've currently only got, where is this? 5 factories working on mechanized, and you can see we're 237 short. Of course, we're going to need even more of those. They do require rubber, just like the regular trucks, where 1 rubber per factory. So let's up that, let's say to 10 factories. Currently only had 3 available, so it's upped it to 8. Now you may say, well, why not completely replace trucks, use mechanized, because they're better for various reasons. And again, if we take a look here at the mechanized, some of the stats there, take a look, for example, on armor. It gives 10 points for armor, piercing 11 points. Remember, that's how effective it is at going against enemy armor itself. If we come over to the truck itself, notice there's no armor, there's no piercing. A breakthrough on the truck is a value of 5. The breakthrough on the mechanized here is a value of 6. So where you look really is bonuses. The maximum speed on the mechanized is slower, at least initially. We're down to just 8 kilometers per hour instead of 12. So you don't necessarily want to replace everything from from trucks, I beg your pardon, over to mechanized. One thing that you can do, though, is as you gradually upgrade certain divisions from trucks to mechanized where it's suitable, that obviously frees up a bunch of trucks, which means that in the future we'll actually be able to scale back our motorized production, because as we're upgrading everything else to mechanized, that's going to free up a load of trucks that then we can use elsewhere. But for now, that's not the case. So we'll put actually a couple more factories onto mechanized for when they're ready. And let's get rid of some of these red circles, which means they're a little short. So we'll put 1 more on anti-air. We'll put support equipment up to 15, and infantry equipment will be next once the others are fulfilled. Okay, you can invite to faction. The Dutch right, they keep wanting to join us. I'm just going to right-click to dismiss that. Of course, we're going to attack those soon. Mistake made a couple of episodes or so ago. Right, over to the F1 view then. Army-wise, let's slow time down to the minimum, 1 bar. Available war goal versus the Soviet Union. Declare war. Absolutely, we want our allies to assist. Send. Okay, victory is at hand. This is the German continuation of war. This is because our forces have launched their planned attacks in the Soviet Union, and if you recall, there was that agreement in, and I'm forgetting now episode numbers, maybe it's 23 or 24, that Sweden sorry, Sweden, Finland, I beg your pardon, was going to assist. So that's fantastic. So Finland are going to help us out, great, which is, you know, what was agreed. We've got the notification there. So Canada, don't forget, Canada being our puppet is now at war with the Soviet Union, which is fantastic. I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to do too much with them, but that's good news. So let's right click there. Vichy France, that's of course these guys. They're going to help us out. Slovakia, which became Czechoslovakia, which became the Czech Republic, which, I don't know, they keep chopping and changing. So we'll dismiss them. Who else have we got? The German Alpine territories. So I believe that's down here. Of course, they're going to help. German Romania, which we've managed to get on the side. They're going to assist as well. And of course, Finland. Okay. And us, of course, because we've done it. Right, so with that order done, let's have a little look up here. Low manpower. We've got 1 million left. That's fine. Let's get rid of that. Now that we have declared war on Russia, we can declare war on some of these, and with a bit of luck, it won't be 125 days. So let's try Denmark first, and we'll just move our way down. So we'll justify, conquer, the top one, 25 days. I just want to say Spageland for that. I don't know why. There's no P in it, but Spageland, I don't know. Let's click send. So 25 days is certainly better than 125. Okay. And then we'll be able to get them stuck in. Just going to clear out these notifications because I've just loaded them in. So again, Rommel Guerrilla doesn't apply. This guy as well is a Panzer Guerrilla. I'm not going for Manstein. Also Guerrilla. There we go. So I think we're ready to go. What's really important now, and certainly as you increase the difficulty level, once you get your head around this tutorial and you think, oh, it's actually not too difficult, it's not just a case of having a wall of army like we've got here, a front line and just trying to march forward. Like that's a World War I style of fighting. We need to try and get these encirclements with our panzers so we can basically get massive bonuses against the enemy forces. You know, if you can cut off their supply, cut off their escape route and all of that good stuff, it makes it much easier to defeat the encircled troops. And obviously that goes for everyone, including the Germans, as they found out over here in Stalingrad. But we're not at that point yet. We're 9th of February 41, so we're slightly earlier than the historical say so. Also, don't forget when it comes to fighting in this game. So we've got our 2 field marshals here. Army Group North, he's got his orders. Army Group South hasn't yet gotten his, he's gotten his front line, but not an attack order. So let's press X and give him one. We'll just push him out something like this. Okay. So when it comes to orders in this game, once we tell this field marshal, hey, make a start, don't forget he's going to order, if we focus on this guy, Army Group South, he's going to order all his generals to attack as he sees fit. And in this case, we've got 5 generals. And generally speaking, he's just going to keep telling them to push forward. They're going to rearrange divisions as required to keep that front line cohesive. Now, if we select our armoured divisions, I mean, you can do it with any division, but it makes most sense to do it with your armoured. So in that case, Manstein. What we can do is, although they belong to Manstein, which belongs to that field marshal, we can still manually give them orders. And players refer to this as microing. And so we can use these units here to, in this case, let's say, right-click. And then holding shift, let's go right-click, 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 right-click. And if things would, in a perfect world, they would just slice right through that, wheel around, come back through, and we will have gotten our first little encirclement of these guys. Now, it's unlikely to be as easy as that, but this is what we need to be doing. And ideally, Once we've got enough tanks, or we've got like in this northern army, we've got two armies. This one here under Rommel, and we've got this one here under Guderian. I'll have to move them next to one another just so that they're at the front. It's not really possible yet based on their current positions, but what we would like to do ideally, for example, is with Rommel, he may be here, we may have Guderian over here, and then try and get them to meet in the middle and thereby encircling these guys. That's the sort of thing that you need to be thinking about when it comes to doing Russia. Otherwise, things will not go so great for us. On easy, there's a little bit of you don't need to worry about it to the extent that you do if you move up to, certainly if you want to get your achievements on the regular mode. Okay, so with everything set there, let's just have a quick check on the F2 Navy side of things. Surface flotilla. Again, I don't feel that we've got quite enough ships yet just to push into this area, the Gulf of Finland as they call it, but we're certainly going to go up there. So again, with the surface fleet selected, right click, and it will just cover that whole area. I think that there is pretty reasonable for the ships that we've got. Now let's press escape. Let's select our U-boat flotilla. Where's he going? Similar area. It's not necessarily the best thing to have the U-boats in this area. I'm just doing so because it adds a little bit of Navy supremacy. Oh yeah, we got this area all set up and sewn up last episode. Great. Lastly, we've got a light cruiser and a destroyer. With these selected, I'm going to right-click onto my surface flotilla guy, and this is going to be a new flotilla that's just set to patrol. So I'm going to do automatic reinforcement, automatic split off. We'll set them to low risk. I'm going to open up the composition editor. I actually want there to be 2 destroyers with the cruiser, the light cruiser. Okay. And then again, we'll set these onto patrol, and those will assist. There we go. Okay. Airwise, quick look there. We sorted most of these aircraft out. We've got quite a lot of aircraft here in West Germany, 300 to be precise. The one with the ace there, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to hold that air wing so it'll stop his mission, and I'm going to give him to one of the generals that is a little light. This general here has got no air superiority. This general here has got no air superiority fighters whatsoever, so I'm going to right select there. There we go. And now once we unpause, he should move those aircraft to where he needs, of course, this fight over in the east. Okay, let's hit escape, back to the F1 menu and unpause. And let's tell our generals to go. Now, the reason you see these balls up here as though we're attacking when we're not, again, we've not set our guy to attack, is actually because Russia's been attacking us on this area, and they're green because basically we're defending successfully. But let's get our attack initiated and let's unpause. And don't forget, we need to start thinking about our techniques here. So these armored here, I'm not interested in going against the Russian tank. Okay, they will not fight alone. That's the finish. I want to come into this tile with these armored division, and then there, and then make sure we've got Minsk. We'll see how that goes. These armored divisions here, I'm just going to put them all onto the Minsk tile. And these infantry divisions here, they're going to push there, and then also assist with Minsk. Okay, so let's unpause. And there's going to be a lot of this. Pausing, setting up moves, unpausing. Sometimes you can do it without. Certainly if you're not trying to make a tutorial, you can do it without. And gradually you'll get better. One thing that I did also need to check out is these guys up here. So let's just pause briefly. So Finland being on our side, so we don't need to worry too much about a front line with those. So I think what I'm going to do is get a couple of the better divisions, these ones here, and we'll right select, who was the guy over here? Was it him? Yeah. So we'll get those divisions across. I'm going to get him motorized level 3. And he may as well... this guy, sorry, we'll put him at the front, so just so that we don't get too mixed up. I'm going to press X, and we'll try and push out, at least if we can get this area, we actually get access to these ports, which will severely hamper the Russian ability to get supplies through. So let's get that in, and we'll tell him to begin. No point delaying, he seems to be okay there. Okay, let's dismiss that. And again, we've got another division here that's close by. Let's get that one stuck in. And this division here. There we go. We'll just hope that Finland doesn't turn against us. Denmark, how are we doing there? We've got... well, we're only one day in because we're going slow. Okay. Unassigned divisions. Great. We've got a bunch of panzers. Now, we could train these up to veterancy level. But I actually think... because it's the early stages of the war and there are not that many tanks involved yet, I think it would be worthwhile getting these straight to the front line. So let's... I'm trying to think where to go. I'll tell you what, we'll deselect the last tank. So we've got 3. I'm going to get all of these over to Manstein. And then with our remaining tank division, we'll give that to Rommel. There we go. Sometimes there's something to be said for giving generals units that are way across the map. Sometimes it's worth temporarily putting them into an army, such as, let me just demonstrate. So this one here, I could temporarily put that tank into an army, which is here. I don't even need to give it to a general. I could then tell that army to go... guard an area that's right next to where Rommel is anyway, and once that tank gets there, then I could give that tank back to Rommel, and it's basically where he needs it to be. Whether it makes a difference in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure. I think it does, but I can't prove it. But yeah, so you may wish to make use of that. Certainly I'll make use of this once we get further into Russia. You'll see what I mean at that point. But for now... let's just keep it simple with this tank. Let's just, once again, give it over to Rommel. Okay. Let's unpause. You can see that our fuel is going to run out very quickly, and that's because we've got almost everything into action now. All of our armies, Air Force, and so on, everything, and it's using a lot of fuel. Rommel, he's going to go that way. I'm going to hold shift, and again, with his units selected... and I'm going to try and push along this railway line. And then if we can cut across there, we'll be able to perhaps cut some of these guys off all the way to Riga. We'll see how that goes. And these guys here are, of course, working on Minsk. This is my real objective, and I'm going to pick up the pace now. So we'll level 2. And again, if anything crops up, I will hit space. Actually, just pause it there real quick. You saw something there. I don't always think it's a good idea to be attacking on super aggressive, so we'll tone that down in a little while. Expeditionary force request from Italy, so almost never a reason not to accept. So let's go with that. They want to send us 8 divisions, which is great. Again, with a bit of randomness, you may or may not have had this, but I'm just going to accept them. We'll shift-click onto the divisions. Actually, most of these are pretty good. I say pretty good in that they are armoured. Let's just have a look. What have we actually got here on the template? Do you know, it's not the worst division in the world. I mean, it's not exactly great. Just trying to think, what can we use these for? What you don't want to do is send weak divisions with your own army that then take losses, because even though it's foreign manpower that gets lost, you still lose the equipment that you need to replace, and you get to this throwing good money after bad where the unit can't fight very well. You're going to keep resupplying it, but it still can't fight very well because it's not a very good unit and it's running low on manpower. And so you get into this negative spiral of just throwing equipment away, basically. So while they've got strength, absolutely make use of them. But once we see that their strength goes down, manpower and so on, it either send them back to users to defend an area or just disband them, because they're going to do you more harm than good after a certain point. But as you can see here, equipment-wise, they're all pretty good. This one here is at 85, but again, anything sort of above 70 is okay. So what we're going to do with them, I think I'm going to put them into their own army. I may actually give them to this guy that's working up here, and then they're going to be separate, aren't they? So let's just go easy and send them all that way. We've got cavalry as well as this low division here. Banda Irregular Somalia. What is that? Template Irregular Infantry. Okay, this is not a fighting unit. So let's get this division, the cavalry, and we will send those over to that guy who is, of course, just guarding the UK. So at least, again, we're just not going to... They're just going to die for almost nothing. Actually, the advances up here going far better than I would have expected.
Alright.
This division here, and again, you can micro infantry such as this. I mean, it looks like they've got a tile wide open there. It appears that the Russians are more concerned with our armor, which makes sense. We've got Russian aircraft here, so we certainly, again, F3 menu. Do we have enough aircraft? The Russians, look at this. Eastern Germany, the Russians have gotten medium bombers pounding Eastern Germany there. France is just, there's nothing there that needs defending anymore. So let's bring this Air Force over here. Okay. And we'll right-click onto Eastern Germany. That'll get us an extra fighter wing covering there. These guys that are training, we've got 3 air wings. Let's cancel their training. Air superiority. And again, let's give them to a general that doesn't have much. So we've got 1 air wing. We'll give them to this general. 1 fighter air wing over to this guy. And the other one... well, back there again. Okay. Speaking of training and so on, let's click on the airbase itself. We've got loads of aircraft. Let's get a new fighter wing or 2 being trained. And if we scroll down, we've got plenty of bombers, so we can get a new medium bomber training, and close air support. We've got enough there. Not quite yet enough for Navy. Okay. So with these 4 wings, I'm just going to select those. Again, I don't want to accidentally get my other guys training when I've just ordered them to the front line. So these new fighter wings, together with the bombers there, will get those training. Okay, escape. Hopefully once that new fighter wing gets from France into Eastern Germany. Again, let's have a little click. We've got... pause. Come on. Where's that additional aircraft? Should be seeing 300 aircraft there. There we go. So we've got 300 aircraft in the mix. And again, if you wish, you can click on the details button and you can knock yourself out with regards to, how many fighters have we lost, how many buildings of ours have been bombed, and enemy bombers lost. Enemy bombers disrupted is, of course, important. They're unable to carry out their assignment, but they're not lost. They just come back on another day. It's enemy bombers lost. That's the big stat, really. And once you get more fighters in there, we should see more enemy bombers being lost. And again, this is on a day-by-day basis. You can view it on a month-by-month or whatever floats your boat, right? Okay, so back over here, because this is where we really need to focus. These guys, there we go. So we've got this area here, and this was a supply depot. Now, the Russians can't use it, but nor can we. Why? Because we've actually got no rail line connected up to that supply depot. So we either need to build a railway line or continue fighting so that we can get our own in. I actually think that there's a little bit of fighting to be done yet. So this may be one of those occasions where it's okay to build a rail line. So let's click railway. We'll start at the depot in question and we'll thread... Oh, we don't want it to go that way. Why is it doing that? I guess for reasons not entirely clear to me. Look at this. We can't cut across. So we really need this tile. So let's put both of those guys on it. Oh, we've almost got a little encirclement here. We've got these guys here. Where are these guys fighting to? Oh, okay, different tile. Tell you what, we'll use these guys to push into that tile from the other side where our panzers are going. And on pause. 93. We've almost got a little encirclement coming up. There we go. A little encirclement it is, but we've got one. So immediately these forces are trying to re-establish connections. So it's important now that we pause because we need to get this guy. We've got, what's this? 6 divisions encircled, including a Russian armoured. So I'm going to redirect these forces to work on this encirclement. We'll get one of these motorized divisions to try and fight back. We'll get one of the panzer divisions as well. The last thing that I want is the Russians to re-establish a contiguous connection, because as soon as they do, you know, the encirclement is gone. This guy here is moving around. No, let's fight there, because, again, trying to push these gaps away. That's looking slowly better. Let's get one of these. Oh, see, now the Russian moved in versus me. There we go. We don't want to get encircled because, you know, makes it much easier for them to kill us. So here now, let's just get it done with. So I'm going to select these forces here, and I'm going to right-click into the middle of that encirclement. These ones here can just come this way. And you can see now they just lost a division. No, they didn't. There they go. They're starting to go now. See the little helmet pop into the air. And again, we can click on this. And if we just pause it real quick, just want to show. So we've currently only got 2 divisions in the fight, as do they. They've apparently got 3 in reserve. If we take a look at the stats, though, strength 88 and 80, this is the enemy, but look at their organization. They've basically got none. Organization 3 out of 27. That means they almost can't fight. And we've got a lot more in reserve. Now, they've got 3 in reserve, but again, it's because their organization was defeated, but they've still got a really low organization. So when you see this graph here, the state of the situation, that's accurate. We don't even need to micro here anymore, because on this particular bit, we've given the orders. They're going to defeat. There's no 2 ways about it. Right, this motorized. Let's go over here and make sure we keep going that way. And this way, did we get Minsk yet? Not yet. Now, you see this infantry division actually managed to break through before the armoured, and that's probably because the Russians put more effort into defending the armour. But we've got 3 infantry divisions here sat not doing anything. I'm going to push them over here so we can perhaps capture this direction. And then this division here. Okay, move there and then attack from the other side. We've got 3 divisions there. Where are they going? They're just moving in. Do you know what? If we can encircle Minsk, why not? So, yeah, let's try and encircle it. If they want to be encircled. So the Russians getting cavalry, which of course move much quicker than on foot. So useful. And we have finally gotten up to this area. So again, a quick check on F4. We can see there is a railway line here. The reason there's that cross, just like before, it needs to be repaired. If we come to the F4, we can see 7 days to get the railway lines. It's not just repaired, but they need to be converted over to the German standard. I think the width of the track was somewhat different. Back to the F1 view. So we see there Finland actually struggling a little bit. Vichy France offering us expeditionary forces, 9 divisions. Okay, I imagine there can't be that much there, but I shouldn't really assume, but let's have a look. Oh, these are forces over here near Romania. Some of them are actually no good, so I'm going to press Shift, and I'm just going to deselect the ones that are not novice. So these 4 divisions I'm going to send over to my training general. Okay, Shift. And these are now just the ones that are able to fight. I may as well give them to a general that's on the line. Again, we need to keep an eye out that they don't take terrible losses. Let's go with this general here. Okay. All right. Fuel, we're going to run out soon, so let's get the trade for oil on the go. German Romania is, of course, a good trading partner. Not really US, because we may be at war with them before long. They've got 56 oil to spare, and because they're under our... I can't remember if we're puppeting them, but we're certainly in the alliance. We're actually getting 20 oil per 1 factory. Usually, remember, you get 8 units per 1. Because we've got such good trading terms, we're on 20 to 1. So I'm actually going to go for 3 factories, even though we can't get 60 oil. We'll still get 56, which is a great deal. And don't forget, German Romania will then be able to make use of our 3 civilian factories to help build whatever they want. So this is a good deal. So we'll go with that, and then hopefully once we unpause, instead of it 50 days, hopefully that'll increase by a little bit. So let's unpause, and now you see it increasing a little bit. Rommel's done really good here, and look at that, we've almost encircled this area, which is what we were trying to do. Improved anti-air upgrade, we'll send him there, and then this way, this particular tank. The majority are still going the other way. There we go. So we've managed to get this little peninsula cut off, which is a twist of fate, really, because this was a peninsula that in World War II, the other way, a whole bunch of Germans got stuck in. Actually, an entire army group was stuck here. The Kurland Pocket, I believe it was called. But shoe on the other foot at the minute. So we're going to push. I think... do you know what? Let's try just with 1 panzer. We'll go this way. Because if we could get rigor, that would be fantastic. Just going to pause real quick. Come over to the research side of things. Oil, again, okay, we've got 97 days, but we're still going to run out. So I'm going to go for advanced oil processing. Then we'll go for construction. Then we'll go for dispersed industry. And then improved factory production. I always like to go that order: construction first, because you can build more stuff more quickly. Then dispersed industry, which is, of course, allows us to have more factories per tile by an additional 20%. And then how fast factories build. So build factories quicker first. Second, allow there to be more factories. Third, the factories build stuff more quickly. It's always a good technique. But oil before that, just because we need it. Okay. Right. Unpause. How are we doing with regards to this area of Minsk? Oh, they're sticking out a little bit. Who's the guy who's pushing into Minsk? The motorized. Okay, the panzers are trying to go that way. And they're all trying to go that way. The infantry too. We may get our encirclement here. Sometimes it's worth just backing off a little bit with one of the trucks, only because we don't want if we can possibly get these 3 divisions encircled rather than make them lose the fight so they pull back. If we can encircle them, that would be the better option, because then we can defeat them rather than just winning the battle and fighting on another day.
Befehle.
Okay. Pick up the pace to level 3. Oh, it's getting close.
Suchen Deckung.
And now this panzer that way. There we go. We've got Minsk surrounded, and now, of course, everybody can attack who is immediately surrounding the area. And those 3 divisions are going to pop off very quickly. Wow, they are holding well. There goes 1, there goes 2, and there goes 3. And with it, Minsk is ours. All right, pause. F4, how are we doing for supply? Well, not great, but of course things are getting repaired all the time. See here, we've got bottleneck. Come over to the construction menu, level 2. Yeah, so we're trying to get upgrades here. Maybe it's worth connecting these lines up. So I'm going to press Control, and that will put my order up to the front of the queue. Control, holding Control, I'm going to left click here and bring it to this state. Of course, with the railways there selected, okay? Just because I think we've got some excess capacity that can perhaps come through this way. Lots of our factories are being used to repair stuff, which, okay, because of the damage. Let's hit escape. Let's come over to F2. How are we doing navy-wise? We could do with a little bit more. Decisions available because we've got so much political power. Okay, we will... Lithuania and Sweden. So, of course, recruitment, once again, we've been over that. Let's just go for it. And... what have we got here? Let's go for the moderates so that we get 1,000 people. What's this one here? Army experience plus 10. Do you know what? That might be more useful, actually. 500 people plus the 10 army experience. So we'll go there. Okay. And then the Swedish one, what have we got? Mechanized Panzer Division, Armored Panzer Division, or this one. I think I'm going to go for the massive recruitment and see if we can get an armored, Panzer Division again. Of course, the training is all there. We've got plenty of political power to buy off any generals that want to run away. I don't want to get the OKW any further into the red, so we'll look for something that benefits them a bit more next time. And again, just because we've got so much political power, no reason not to get the paramilitary training going. And again, if we take a look at some of what the effects, it was basically gets people around to our ideology as is the main one. Right, back to the F1 view.
Angetreten.
And there's our division. Again, we'll hand him over to the training general until we see that he's got all the equipment he needs. We're still, of course, waiting if we see mechanized. Mechanized is what we're really short of. By 213, it's probably going to be even more now. And if we come over to production tab, how many factories have we got on there? 9 so far. What does that reckon it's going to take? 96 days, so that's about 3 months. Okay. Right. How are we doing here? Oh, look, that Panzer's done pretty well by itself.
Angetreten.
Let's get these guys aggressively pushing, and these guys as well. If we can get the Reds away from the harbours, there's no chance of them being able to escape or resupply. And again, here we go. So political power. We certainly... Who are we at risk of losing here? high-ranking commanders. But again, assure them that the OKW has final commands. And again, we're going to lose political power. It's again, who's in charge of the war? Is it the army or is it the SS? And we're saying no, the OKW. I forgot what it stood for, but basically, think of it like the Ministry of Defense versus, say, the CIA or whatever. So, yeah. Okay. I will slow down time just to 2 bars. I will unpause.
Bereit! 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 Angetreten!
Go. I think we're pushing them back successfully.
Befehle!
Come on, and they're about to move forwards.
Bereit!
There we go. And again, same as before, all the units involved. Let's just get rid of that encirclement. And that's another one dealt with. Okay, and then of course, the great thing is, because their orders are complete, they've finished doing what they're doing, they're going to go back to whatever the field marshal and generals are telling them to do. Okay. Pause. Right, what we got here? Doctrine, naval doctrine, floating fortress, battleship organization. Go for it. Okay. Boom. What we got here? Research slots. Industry. So we said for the oil, of course we need the refineries as well, but let's just get the construction. We've got a year of oil apparently at the minute, so that's things are not going too bad. Right.
Angetreten!
These guys, how are you doing? Well, we got Minsk and we got that little encirclement, so I think it's time to plan something else over here.
Befehle!
The Southern Army Group. See if we can make a play for Gommel there. 28th of February, so we've got a whole year of, it's warming up. I'm just going to pause it because we've got a low supply issue. And again, this is just because we're actually advancing really well. We're ahead of our ability to repair these supply hubs. It's not always great to attack when you don't have supply. Let's have a little look. Rommel. I'm going to tone this guy down to balanced manner just because you can't be aggressive for the entire war. You will run out of stuff. You can already see, look at the fighting strength. It's down into the 80s. For Guderian, he's actually in a better position at the minute. If we can get him to attack this tile, which looks like it's going to fall pretty soon anyway, and then we can push back perhaps through this rail line, and then possibly even think about coming up this way. We'll see how that may work. And if we couple that up with... where's the other guy? Rommel. Well, he's trying to get rigor at the minute. Okay. Okay. Let's have a quick look on air. Is there anything we can do air-wise? I still don't think we need 2 fighter wings over there in West Germany, so let's hold one of those. And, of course, we could manually place it here, but let's go for Rommel. He's only got bombers, so let's give Rommel a fighter wing. Alpine region, those as well. Let's cancel that and give that over to Rommel. Okay. Training. All of those training, that's fine. We'll let that be. Navy-wise, how are we doing? Things looking good across the board. Let's just check the traits. Again, these traits here are not really suitable for the U-boat guy. Mining, maybe, if you're using U-boats to lay mines, but we're not. Destroyer, we're not using them. We're certainly not using cruisers. So we'll save the traits because at some point he's going to be able to unlock some of these. As you can see there, in fact, Blue Water Expert, 948 out of 1,000, which gives us a bunch of bonuses in the deep oceans. So we'll save our traits there. All right, back to the play. Let's go. We're 45 minutes in, and things are going nicely. We've actually got a mini encirclement here. Oh, we got there just in time to see it collapse, because part of Russia was up against German Romania, which of course is not much good, seen as their allies, so they were encircled. How's this place going? Oh, another 6 days. So we actually gotten this far through Russia in the first 2 weeks or thereabouts. Apparently so.
Angetreten.
Supplies. Don't forget, I could use... You know what? Let's have a look. If we go there, supplies, and say this guy... I'll tell you what, we said we were going to up into motorization level 3. Let's do it. There we go. That will certainly help. Let's make sure all the panzers are on motorization level 3. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Greift weiter an! Suchen Deckung.
There's a lot of Russians here on this area. Look at this, 6 divisions just in this tile, 5 divisions there. It's going to be pretty hard to press into. But they're much weaker through the central area. So we're going to carry on exploiting that. So you can see it's not just a case of drawing a line, attack, and at full speed. I mean, you can try, and maybe on easy you can sometimes get away playing like that, but certainly not much beyond that.
Bereit.
So these divisions are cutting through. Let's assist here. Sometimes it's good just to try and flank the enemy, just so you can, again, attack them from more sides at once and assist with that encirclement. Again, the weather is not doing our favors at all. We've got blizzard conditions, which, again, there are numerous modifiers against us. If you ever want to know, well, exactly what, if you come into your recruit menu, underneath your division template, here you'll see a bunch of adjustments here with regards to the different terrains. And where does it actually show the weather? It does show it somewhere, and I'm wondering, is it perhaps where are we here? Terrain. Yeah, so take a look at this under the terrain there. So just anyway, the plane's division speed -50. Winter attrition an additional 25%. Negative, negative modifiers across the board there. I'm just trying. There is somewhere that shows the weather, and I can't remember if it was a help manual now or not. But the modifiers for just one sec. Okay, made use of the pause button there. So here we go. So the bad weather penalty, Hearts of Iron 4, 50% on land attack, 20% on air detection. So -50 land attack, -20 air detection, -25 naval hit chance. Carrier aircraft cannot fly. And unplanned offensives into bad weather can be up to 90% penalty. So it's not always worthwhile going hyper aggressive into a blizzard like what we're trying to do, and you can see that's why we're actually struggling here. But again, it's March, it's not going to last too much longer. May actually be worth just telling these guys, just hang back, right? These that we'd told to go all crazy. We were losing the fight anyway, so it was pointless trying to push it. Low supplies. At least we've managed to get the supply depot. And again, we've got issues here, not being able to get as much supply through as we would like. Of course, the lazy way is to just click the supply hub and upgrade bottlenecks. It doesn't appear that it's done anything, but it has. Just do it the one time. If you come into the construction, you'll see, and in this case, it's done this one here. I'm just going to make sure that these divisions are motorized level 3. Some of these with the supply issues. I think we've actually got enough trucks to give everybody motorization level 3, so we'll do it there. There we go. In fact, an easy way just to make sure is to just cycle it through with the field marshal that will then force it onto everybody underneath him. There we go. All right, unpause. Of course, waiting for the supplies here to get through. Justification of Spagelland. So this was this area here. Who was the general there? Was this guy with this split arrangement there. So again, right click. Hey, how come we can't declare war? Available war goal, and then I can't actually click on it. What the hell? What's happened there? It's a bit glitched, that, isn't it? I can't declare war. Okay, well, let's go Luxembourg then. Next, justify, conquer Luxembourg. Okay. And again, just... let's just let it tick through. There we go. To the next day. I still can't declare. Interesting. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Interesting. It tells me here that there's a war goal, and I click on it, and I literally can't click it. You have a truce with them. I don't. Non-aggression pacts. See, I don't have a non-aggression pact. Yeah, there's some sort of bug here. Never mind. Never mind. All right, quick look on the Navy side of things. Everything here looking green. Our Navy is repaired. I'm going to try shove it into the Gulf of Finland. And hopefully things will be interesting. Look at this flotilla, actually. A lot, again, in for repair. Again, you can click on it. See a lot. This is quite a big flotilla, and a lot of it here has been detached. I like the option there that you can basically force them to stop repairing. So let's cancel this one because they were pretty much ready to go as well. They were like 97% done. Just because we're wandering into this new area. Yeah, so shame about all that. How's it going over here? Oh, answer is... oh, it's gone over to Finland. The fighting that we've done has assisted Finland. Let's get this division that's cut off. Let's just get them finished off. Okay. And we'll focus back in over here. How we are doing 53 minutes. Okay. Let's pick up the pace a little bit then, seeing as we're just easing off the pressure just for a moment. And again, these guys here, just ease off the pressure for a fight that they're not winning. Supply-wise, it can't be long. If we come over to F4... it's got to be soon. Again, construction, how are we doing? Well, we should have supplies here really soon. Okay. Doctrines available. Land doctrine. Let's get that in. There we go. Modern blitzkrieg. And again, you can read the modifiers that we have there. Big bonuses actually for the armored cars, tanks, breakthrough, and organization, as well as recovery rate. So good stuff there. Ask for military access request from Finland. They want to move through our territory. Let's let them, seeing as they're our ally.
Achtung!
Again, we've got spare divisions there. Let's bring those over. How are we doing for training? All right, a couple of motorized. So remember I was saying that I was going to show you how to make use of this ability to bring forces up front. Let's do that now that we have two. So we've got two motorized divisions that have been training in the rear. So we'll select both of these. We'll put them into a new army. And we will set the army to guard an area that's behind the front line. And we can roll this forward as our army advances. So for now, I don't know. Minsk is maybe a pretty good spot. Let's go there. It's never good to have it into the Russian side, but it's going to be ours pretty quick. Once these trucks get there, we can then distribute them to our generals as required, whoever needs it the most. And then if our generals have got any guys who are heavily injured that we need to think about sending back, we can do that. And then that way we can send divisions back, get them trained up to full strength, get them resupplied, and then just repeat process. So that's what we're going to do. I like to keep this army without a general just so it's really obvious to me this is your army that you're using, you know, not to fight, but just to cycle forces through. Navy-wise, what we got here? Sub. Okay, so I guess our flotillas are up to strength. This one here that's just got 10. Let's up that to 15. We'll get them a little stronger. Good. Quick glance on F3, the air menu. They're still training. Although I guess, do you know what? Let's get them stuck in. So air superiority. And again, generals. Rommel's just got... I'll tell you what, we'll give them all to Rommel. Everything there to Rommel. Bombers. Anybody not got any? This guy. Close air support. This guy as well. There we go. So that's a lot of air to Army Group North. Do we have any aircraft spare for training? Can of course just send them straight into fight, but I never think it's the best idea unless it's all hands on deck and you've got no choice. There we go. That's it for now. Let's get these two new fighter wings training. Okay, F1 on pause.
Zeigt es ihnen!
How's Rommel doing? Oh, they've been able to push him back to the river.
Greift weiter an!
Guderian down here, he's doing a little better, and it looks like the weather is slowly improving.
Halt!
So let's get him pushing through, and this guy as well. There we go. There we go. Come on. Once they've broken through, so let's make sure everybody's on board with that. Where are they going to go next? We could try and get an encirclement going versus the coast there. Worth following the rail line. Let's try that for now. We'll see how it goes. Because we've almost got this area. Alright, Manstein's fallen sick for 30 days, so we don't get his bonuses for the duration, which is unfortunate, especially considering he's the guy we were just pushing through with. We've got supply issues here galore. Even though the hub's right there. Let's upgrade bottleneck one time.
Vorwärts, Männer! Unter Beschuss! Bereit!
Level 3. It's not going too bad.
Los, los!
It's not going too bad at all. How's this front going? Can we get this area here for the supply? Or at least to break up their rail line.
Greift weiter!
Come on, surely this area is about to fall. I'll just push on that area. Oh, you stay there. air innovations too. So let's crack on with... What else have we got here? And again, if there's nothing that tickles your fancy on the research tree, I always find either construction engineering, because look at all the benefits we get there, we can build stuff quicker, or resistance suppression. It just depends. 5% is actually not very good. It's better to try and get the MP stuff sorted, but I do think it's useful. U-boats. U-boat stuff. Let's try go there. Let's go for it. Okay. Unassigned divisions. Get that into training. Got a division there that's completed training, which we will use just to help guard the UK. And of course, these are other areas which we've asked. Did we ask him to try and defend the areas? Yeah, we did. There's just not enough. Okay. Oh, no. Escape. I wasn't trying to assign an order. I was just trying to select them. There we go. So look at this. Our motorized divisions have gotten to the front line. Now, if we assign both motorized divisions to fight, we lose this army. Not that that matters. We can just set it up again. But I just find it helpful to keep the army there. So, if we come to somebody like him, who's making good use of the motos... So is he. What about Manstein? Yeah, Manstein. Look at this. He's got some pretty heavily damaged on it. This guy here, 68%. He's run out of organization. He's low on fighting strength. I'm going to pull this guy just temporarily out to this army here. So again, just this division. Just this division here. We'll right select here. And that's going to pull that division into this area. With these two motorized divisions that are basically ready to go, I'm going to right select that now onto this Manstein, onto the general, and then they can go over there. So we've taken away one weak panzer division. We've given him two full strength motorized divisions. That at least prevents this army from collapsing. Now that's... army, that panzer division can come back here now. You see its strength's already up to 81, and once it gets away from the front line, its strength will build up. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to magically get up to a level 3 experience unless we get it doing exercise, but I never think it's great to do exercise right on the front line. You could even have a second army a bit further back and have that one doing exercise, which may be worthwhile looking at. Just depends how much stuff we've got spare. Quick look on F3, and again, air-wise, we're doing okay. I think this one here from Eastern Germany, we're far enough away from the front now. Who are we going to give it to? Let's give it to Manstein. There we go. See if we can get all our generals up to 400 fighters a minimum. Right, so Rommel still pushing at Riga here. All of these divisions, how's that going? Well, great. There's one little division that's defending. They've actually defended and held really well. Oh, they've now got 2. They've now got 3 divisions. All those divisions suddenly come from 4 divisions with another in reserve. So the Russians are moving things around. Have we broken through? There we go. Is that a supply? Oh, it is. It's a supply base. So this is going to be sorely missed by the Russians. And look, they're doing a counter-attack. So we need to get... We need to get some forces there so that we don't get kicked off that spot. I really want to hold it. Once we get motorized in there, that will prevent the Russians from being able to successfully push us out. Oh no! Did you see it was almost there? Let's get all of these attacking on that spot. I can't believe that they got that. They got there just in the nick of time. Okay, well, can't win them all, right? Justification of Luxembourg is complete. So let's, with that on pause, let's have a quick look. Who was in charge of this?
Angetreten.
This guy. Okay. Right click. Declare war. At least we can get these guys. Call allies. Okay. And I don't think we need to actually advance per se. We'll just right click onto the state. And we'll justify... Hang on, are we able to declare war on them yet? Oh, we can do Denmark as well. These we were waiting for. So right click, declare war. Weird how that works, wasn't it? We'll call the allies. Okay. And what's that? This guy? Yes, it was. So we'll get him going. I will get him to go full aggressive just so that we can get that over and done with. Okay. Let's just right click these notifications just because there's a bunch of countries that are all each other's enemy all of a sudden. Let's just have a little look how this goes. And of course we should be able to justify against one of these now. So let's try justifying against Belgium. 25 days. Okay. And there's Luxembourg gone. Fantastic. How are we doing with the training army?
Alright.
Several things here once again to send to our
Angetreten.
rear guard. We've got
Achtung.
divisions here that we can get to the front. Just two, it would seem.
Angetreten.
So again, right click onto this forward army. The Panzer division there of which has since recovered. So because we've got divisions on the way there, the army's not going to disappear now if we send this Panzer division to get stuck back in. So yeah, let's give it to Heinz Guderian. As soon as he's shy of a unit.
Angetreten.
Now these are pushing through here. Are we able to... it was a try. I'll tell you what though. What about if you cease attacking there and try and do this? Motorized, we want you as well. You can come for Kiev. These guys can just keep the pressure on. Which is always part of encirclement, right? You need at least an attack to distract if at all possible.
Los, los. Achtung. Angetreten. Achtung. Vorwärts, Männer.
That's that area. Oh, look, this whole area is at risk of getting cut off if we play our cards right. I'll tell you what, let's forget Kiev for now. Let's try and move this way.
Angetreten.
Let's move this way.
Greif weiter an.
Come on.
Ausrücken.
Come on. What the... Oh, yeah, this is... I was going to say, what the hell? Russia aren't defeated already. This is Luxembourg and Denmark. So Denmark, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Select all. That's under take. We're going to take them. Luxembourg, select all. Submit demands. Okay, uncontested. Confirm and exit. Bosh. Pause real quick. Everything else still going there. So we've got some additional navy yards. Let's get these stuck in. How are we doing? Oh, we have passed the hour. It is what it is, isn't it? Never mind. Navy. Let's have a little look. What we actually short of. It doesn't show you the shortage of ships in the same way it does other equipment. Destroyer. I wouldn't mind a third destroyer there as well. We're still refitting these battleships that are taking forever. I guess they get damaged easily. And this battleship's almost concluded. We did go for the upgrade on... What was it? Was it on the cruiser? think it was level 3 cruiser. Have we got any level 3? Yeah, we are producing them. We're certainly producing destroyers. The battleship is at level 2. We are stuck. Yeah, okay. So we need to research there. Destroyer, well, they're set for infinite. I think we're actually pretty close to being able to build a heavier ship. So let's go subs for now. Air mode, training. See if we've got any new air wings we can add into there. Well, fighters again. Anything else? Torpedo bombers. There we go. So we'll set all of that training. We've got 300 fighter wing. Oh yeah, we need those because we're still doing this, of course. Right. Back to the front. Sure. Set all of these. I guess those guys are pushing for Kiev. Okay. All of these guys. Just push for this tile.
Angetreten. Zeigt es ihnen. Ausrücken.
Oh, I was hoping for the encirclement and they've just collapsed. Ah, there we go. There's our battleship that we were going for. And we may even be able to encourage these. Oh, come on. Go on. Go on, man. Ah, this guy's retreating. Come on, man. Your arrows are 100%. Ah, we've finally actually got more cut off than I thought we would there. Let's get these to continue pushing this way. Push. There we go. Just before that Russian was able to re-establish. We got a lot of divisions cut off there. I didn't actually count, but there was a lot of Russian divisions. Right, we've got some spare civilian factories. They've been available for a while. Just having a quick look on the F4 to see logistically. I think this one here. So if we upgrade bottlenecks there, that will be a start. Unassigned divisions motorized. Let's get those into training. We've got any other divisions here that are ready to send all of those to the front line. If we come across to the front, these two divisions have both made it. So only the two divisions that are ready at the front line, I'm going to give to one of my generals that's there. Let's go for this guy, Army Group 15. Research slot-wise, let's make use of this. I think it's going to be under industry. So we got the construction underway. Let's go for dispersed industry, like we said we were going to. Okay. 3 civilian factories available. I'm going to go for another synthetic refinery. We can't actually build any on mainland Germany because we're up to capacity there. We got room. Okay. Let's switch over to military factories then. And we'll have to push out. So we'll build some there. Poznan. Why not? Naval dockyard for building new ships. Let's make use of Danzig. These areas here, certainly Königsberg, I think we're going to go for the infrastructure. So shift. And once that's done, we'll look at upgrading stuff there too. Okay, 1 hour 14 in. I think this is a great play. I'll tell you what, actually, let's finish this encirclement. It's just a case of, there we go. So that's done. So I think this is a great place to end the video. Look at this. We've managed to push all the way out to down here. So let's get the Southern Army. Hold down Alt. Hold down the right click. And we'll grab the node and pull it all the way down to Odessa. There we go. So the field marshals, I mean, as you can see, they're not entirely happy. I mean, this here where it's completely red, I would say is a little bugged. Is the enemy stronger? Maybe. Maybe they are. But again, we are better at doing the encirclement. I would like to get our middleweight tanks up there soon. And of course, once we can ramp up production, we'll certainly go a little heavier that way. Air-wise, things are going okay. Again, I'd still like to get more, right? Let's be honest. More. Manpower, we're doing okay. Decision-wise, it's something that we've ignored for a while. As you can see, stability, war support is not quite what it was, but nor is it terrible. What have we got here? Weekly encourage frugality, no. Again, institute press censorship. The reason of the improved worker conditions is obviously gives an assistance to stability, but it makes everything cost more. In other words, we'll have less factories to build with, so we're not going to go with that one. We lose war support with this. This one here just lets us put an extra slot. Let's go for it, because there's no other negative aspects, and we've got so much political power there. Denmark, why not recruit some of these guys? I'm going to go with the manpower. Okay. And everything else is good. Alright, so the 14th of April 1941. Things going really well. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. Episode 25, I can't believe it. I do wonder if we'll be able to finish Soviet Russia off in the next episode. The answer is I don't know. This army up here we forgot about at some point. They were... Let's finish this area off. There we go. So that'll be their order. I think there'll be not very much there, so we'll just tell them to get right on with it. These guys here. Of course, justifying on Belgium. Quick look on the Navy. Green there. Lots of sinkings over here. There's an ongoing fight over there. So Russian convoys, no doubt trying to supply back and forth. Our U-boat fleet is doing very well up there in the Barents Sea. All right, that's going to do it. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.